Good morning, boys and girls. I so miss you. Here is Emmy again. She did a really good job yesterday. I'm hoping she'll do a good job. But if the neighbor dog comes over, I might have to restart the video because she just thinks that she's bigger than everybody else. And she went tearing after this dog that's twice as big as she is. And she had no fright whatsoever. It was crazy. But anyway, so we're getting into the routine. We're going to do this every day. For this week, I'm just reading some books. Next week, we'll be getting into some more stuff that we need to be learning. I decided I was going to read one of my very best, most favorite books ever. I know some of you have heard it, but I'm pretty sure that some of you have not heard it. It is called The Gruffalo by Julia Donaldson. Pictures are by Alex Scheffler. There we go. It's hard to read and show you the pictures at the same time. A mouse took a stroll through the deep, dark wood. A fox saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have lunch in my underground house. It's terribly kind of you, fox, but no. I'm going to have lunch with a Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo. Why didn't you know? He has has terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws. And where are you meeting him? Here by these rocks, and his favorite food is roasted fox. Roasted fox! I'm off, Fox said. Goodbye, little mouse. And away he sped. Silly old fox, doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. There we go. Look at this picture. And on went the mouse through the deep, dark wood. An owl saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have tea in my treetop house. It's frightfully nice of you, owl, but no, I'm going to have tea with a Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo. Why didn't you know? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart on the end of his nose. Where are you meeting him? Here by the stream, and his favorite food is owl ice cream. Owl ice cream? To-wit, to-hoo! Goodbye, little mouse, and away owl flew. Silly old owl, doesn't he know? There is no such thing as a Gruffalo. Look at those pictures there. Look at this one. There we go. Tilt it up so we can see it a little bit better. And on went the mouse through the deep, dark wood. A snake saw the mouse, and the mouse looked good. Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come for a feast in my log pile house. It's wonderfully good of you, snake, but no, I'm having a feast with a Gruffalo. A Gruffalo? What's a Gruffalo? A Gruffalo. Why didn't you know? His eyes are orange, his tongue is black, and he has purple prickles all over his back. And where are you meeting him? Here by this lake. And his favorite food is scrambled snake. Scrambled snake! It's time I hid. Goodbye, little mouse, and away snake slid. Silly old mouse, silly old snake, doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. But who is this creature with his terrible claws and terrible teeth and his terrible jaws? He has knobbly knees and turned out toes and a poisonous wart at the end of his nose. His eyes are orange, his tongue is black. He has purple prickles all over his back. Oh, help! Oh, no, it's a Gruffalo. My favorite food, the Gruffalo said. You'll taste good on a slice of bread. Good, the mouse said. Don't call me good. I'm the scariest creature in this wood. Just walk behind me and soon you'll see. Everyone is afraid of me. All right, said the Gruffalo, bursting with laughter. You go ahead and I'll follow after. They walked and walked till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hiss in the leaves ahead. It's Snake, said the Mouse. Why, Snake, hello. Snake took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, crumbs, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he slid to his log pile house. You see, said the Mouse. I told you so. Amazing, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I hear a hoot in the trees ahead. There you go. Good look at that. There we go. It's Owl, said the Mouse. Why, Owl, hello. Owl took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, dear, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he flew to his treetop house. You see, said the Mouse. I told you so. Astounding, said the Gruffalo. They walked some more till the Gruffalo said, I can hear feet on the path ahead. There's the next page. There we go. It's Fox, said the Mouse. Why, Fox, hello. Fox took one look at the Gruffalo. Oh, help, he said. Goodbye, little mouse. And off he ran to his underground house. Well, Gruffalo, said the Mouse, you see, everyone is afraid of me. And now my tummy's beginning to rumble. My favorite food is Gruffalo Crumble. Gruffalo crumble, the Gruffalo said, and quick as the wind, he turned and fled. There we go. All was quiet in the deep, dark wood. The Mouse found a nut, and the nut was good. That is the end of the Gruffalo, of course. I will give you some questions I want you to answer to your family. Later we will have some answers that you're going to need to write down. But right now I'm going to read a little bit more. If I can find my book. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, this is Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise. We started reading this when I couldn't find my other book that we're reading at the time. But guess what? It's been so long since I've read it. I forgot, and I figured if I forgot, you probably forgot too. So we're going to read some more of this. We're not going to read all of that book. It's kind of lengthy. But we'll read a little bit of it. It is by Kate DiCamillo. It is illustrated by Chris Van Dusen. There's the front of it. Again, there you go. Chapter 1. Let me show you the picture first. There we go. Picture. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson have a pig named Mercy. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy live together at 54 Deckerwood Drive. One October morning in the living room of the house on Deckerwood Drive, Mrs. Watson had an idea. Here we go. Look at this. Okay. Darling, said Mrs. Watson. Yes, said Mr. Watson. Halloween is coming. It most certainly is, said Mr. Watson. I believe that Mercy should dress up, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy opened one eye. I believe that Mercy should dress up and go trick-or-treating, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy opened both eyes. She liked very much the sound of the word treating. What a splendid idea, said Mr. Watson. But what should Mercy be? Let's turn the page here. That was chapter 1. Here's chapter 2. Look at the pictures there. Look at all those ideas. Should Mercy be a ghost? Asked Mr. Watson. I don't think so, said Mrs. Watson. A pumpkin? Not quite right, said Mrs. Watson. A pirate? A robot? A witch? No, said Mrs. Watson. Mercy sighed. Remember how to do a sigh. She closed her eyes. She fell asleep. What then? Said Mr. Watson. What should Mercy be? I am quite certain, said Mrs. Watson, that Mercy should be a princess. Of course, said Mr. Watson. It is obvious. Why didn't I think of that? You go ahead and find her a tiara, said Mrs. Watson. I'll make her a princess dress. I am on the case, said Mr. Watson. Oh, mercy, said Mrs. Watson. You'll be so lovely. You'll be beautiful beyond compare. There's a picture. There she is talking to her. Let's see what happens next. Mrs. Watson measured Mercy from snout, her nose, to tail. She measured her from side to side. She measured Mercy around and around and around. There she is trying to get that job done. Heavens, said Mrs. Watson. I hope I have enough fabric. When Mercy woke up from her nap, Mrs. Watson was smiling at her. Mrs. Watson looks a little bit stressed trying to get that measuring done, doesn't she? Darling, said Mrs. Watson, your dress is finished. Let's look at it. Oh, how beautiful. Oink, said said Mercy. I know, said Mrs. Watson. It's stunning, isn't it? Let's try it on. Mrs. Watson put Mercy's right front leg into the dress. She took her right front leg out. Mrs. Watson put her left front leg into the dress, and Mercy took that same leg out. Uh-oh. Look at this picture. Wonder what's going to happen. Goodness gracious. Or gracious Moses, as Mrs. Reader says, said Mrs. Watson. Please hold still or we will never get this dress on. My darlings, my dears, said Mr. Watson, I'm home. I have located a tiara. Oh, Mr. Watson, said Mrs. Watson, I am having a difficult time here. Mercy does not want to wear the princess dress. Perhaps, said Mr. Watson, you should tell her about the treats. Chapter 4. Look at these pictures. Remember what Mercy eats? That's right. Toast with what? Lots of butter. That's right. Mercy pricked up her ears. They stood up. She liked treats. Who doesn't, really? Her favorite treat of all was toast with a great deal of butter on it. My darling, my dear, said Mr. Watson, if you wear this dress, everyone in the neighborhood will give you treats. What a deal, right? Mercy closed her eyes. She could see it quite clearly. Look at that. She's dreaming. Thinking anyway. But if you want the treats, you must wear the dress, said Mr. Watson. Mercy sighed. She allowed Mrs. Watson to put her left front leg and her right front leg into the dress. She allowed Mrs. Watson to zip the dress up. She allowed Mr. Watson to put the tiara on her head. Utterly regal, said Mrs. Watson. A porcine wonder, said Mr. Watson. Mercy's stomach growled. She was looking forward to the treats. Chapter 5. Oh, no picture there. On Halloween night, the doorbell rang at the Lincoln sisters' home. Ding dong, ding dong. Sister, said baby Lincoln, someone is at the door. Of course someone is at the door, said Eugenia. It's Halloween. People are expected to be at the door on Halloween. Wow, said General Washington, Eugenia's new cat. Trick or treat, shouted Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson. Oink, said Mercy. Mercy is the princess, said Mr. Watson. She looks exactly like a princess, said baby. What do you think Eugenia's going to say? This picture. There we go. She looks like a pig in a cheap dress, said Eugenia. Oh, sister, said baby. In my opinion, said Eugenia, pigs should not go trick-or-treating. In my opinion, pigs should not pose as princesses. Wow, said General Washington. Oh, dear, said baby Lincoln. And Eugenia Lincoln slammed the door. And that is where we're going to stop. Tomorrow, we will read chapter 6 and on. Now remember, don't spend all your time at your computer. Right now you have a choice in what math you want to do. I gave you a couple of suggestions, but you don't have to keep those two. If you find one you like better, that's okay. Next week it'll be different. I'll have different things for you to do. But have some time to get outside. It's supposed to be a nice day. Okay? I love you. Bye.